I'm I Won't Use a Number, and I'm here to tell you what Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters is, and why you should watch it.
マグネットウォーリアアルファと魔導家リジョーを生贄に捧げブラックマジシャン召喚身を刻まれたカードの痛みを教えてやろうかパンドラ
ブラックマジシャンを先に召喚されてしまったか
危険なゲームを仕掛けてくるなら受けてやるぜだがそれ相応の痛みは覚悟しておけパンドラブラックマジシャンプレイヤーへのダイレクトアタックブラックマジック
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a show centered around the card game of the same name, although in universe it's called Duel Monsters. For whatever reason, this children's card game is just a huge deal. Our protagonist, Yugimoto, enjoys playing the game with his friends. He soon solves the Millennium Puzzle, an artifact his grandfather brought over from Egypt. The spirit inside the puzzle sort of possesses Yugi, I guess. In effect, it gives him an alternate persona that he can change into that is taller, has a deeper voice, is cold, calculating, and is incredibly good at this children's card game because of plot reasons. Through a somewhat convoluted series of events, Yugi's grandfather's soul is stolen by Maximilian Pegasus, the creator of Duel Monsters, and Yugi is forced to participate in a Duel Monsters tournament to win his grandfather's soul back. In Season 1, the story and characters are actually pretty solid, but the rules of the actual card game weren't set when the manga version was coming out, so the author relied on a lot of ass-pulls.
ユウギ、悪いが俺の勝ちじゃいいや勝樹、その言葉そのままお前に返す俺はこの瞬間を待っていたなんじゃと岩石の巨兵を攻撃表示に何俺のモンスターは海の下じゃ攻撃は不可能なはず攻撃するのはモンスターとは限らない攻撃するのは俺が自らフィールドに出したカード好きだなんだと岩石の巨兵攻撃ロッククラッシュソード何海が潮が引いていくなぜだ
There are so many stupid things like that in the first season. Oh, and after the main arc of the first season, there's 7 episodes of absolute bullshit that don't have anything to do with children's fucking card games. I'd tell you to skip them, but those arcs introduce characters that are part of later, more engrossing arcs. The characters and main plotline I find interesting enough to carry the show to the second season, and that's where things go from kinda okay to great. Specific rules are actually established for the game, making the duels much more engrossing as they now involve some form of strategy. Character development gets ramped up to an amazing extent, especially for Janochi, or Joey for those of you who grew up on the English version, and more complex and mature plotlines are introduced. There are even quite a few legitimately touching moments. Beyond that, what makes this franchise so much fun is how incredibly over-the-top everything is. They're just playing a card game, but almost every character treats the game like it's life or fucking death. Sometimes it actually is life or death. Characters scream when they get attacked by the hologram monsters, which makes it even weirder when bullshit black magic makes it so they actually do feel pain. I find it even more enjoyable when stakes within the story get raised, and we move from people taking a game way too seriously to betting the fate of the world on a children's card game. It's ridiculous, it's cheesy, and I think it's really fun to watch if you just let yourself get wrapped up in it.
遊戯殿、我らが真の力、今こそお見せしよう。見よ、漆黒の闇より生まれしマジックカード。その神秘なる力が我の力となるよう、我と我が敵を聖なる刻印の庭で囲め。オレイカルコスの結界発動。
何
もの何人の干渉も排しただひたすらデュエルを続けるのみ。デュエルの決着がつくまで何人たりともこの結界に入ることかなわず、また出ることもかなわぬ。結界を出ることができる者、それはすなわちデュエルの勝者のみ。敗者はその魂を聖なる結界によって封じられるのだ。
As most of you probably know, there's an English dub of this show, and you should avoid it like the plague it is. I grew up on the English version, so I was disappointed to find out that it's censored to all hell. Early on, it's only small things like taking out guns, but as early as Season 2, mature plotlines are simplified or entirely gutted, making some characters appear shallow and completely eliminating the meaning behind a number of important character moments. If you watch this show, watch it in Japanese. You'll have to deal with a number of name changes if you're familiar with the English version, but those differences are only a slight annoyance, easily ignored in the face of a superior story. Keeping in mind what I said about the first season, I'd recommend that you try watching 62 episodes before you decide if you'll try for all 224. I know that's a huge time investment, but if the concept of the show sounds appealing to you at all, I think it's worth it to go that far to find out if you really do like it or not, because that'll allow you to see a number of the duels after the actual rules are introduced. There's also a number of sequel series, but I'll talk about those some other time. That said, if you have suggestions for any future videos, questions about this show, or want to share your thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you thought this video was useful in any way, or if this show defined your childhood, you can hit that like button and subscribe. And if you're looking for me in other corners of the internet, I have a Tumblr, and I'm a curator on Steam. This has been I Won't Use a Number. Keep loving what you love, and as always, I'll see you next time with something else.